really looking forward to our next choir tour, which of course is taking off on Boxing Day this year for a couple of weeks. We land in Hereford first up, although our first evensong will in fact be in Worcester Cathedral. And then we have a pretty heavy schedule as we go from Worcester back to Hereford, from Hereford to Westminster Abbey. From the Abbey we go back to Salisbury and do two services. We're doing a Eucharist service on New Year's Day, having done an evensong service the previous evening. And then from Salisbury we head to Canterbury, where it now looks like we're going to be doing two services. So we'll have evensongs on consecutive days in Canterbury. We finally get a day off when we travel from Canterbury up to Lincoln. We will do an evensong on January the 5th. And then on to the Great York Minster for our final weekend. We will have a full schedule of 4 services on the Saturday and Sunday at York Minster. There's nothing really quite like singing services in these cathedrals. As much as we enjoy and get a real kick out of singing, or any service, but particularly evensong services here, just the atmosphere of being in these ancient buildings and singing music that has been written for these places, and singing music in their, if you like, their intended venues. There's something really special about that, and it helps us all, I think, to make sense of why it is that we sing what we sing, and indeed why it is that we do what we do. I had the good fortune to visit the UK back in July for a couple of weeks, and was able to spend some time at some of the cathedrals that we'll be visiting. And I was so fortunate to be at York Minster at their final evensong for the choir school year, where they had the reading out of the choristers, which is where they recognise choristers who are leaving the choir. And as they hadn't had this ceremony for the previous 2 years because of COVID, they in fact invited back choristers who had left the choir in both 2020 and 2021. So there was some, I believe 30 or so choristers, 30 to 40 choristers plus their lay clerks singing. So an enormous choir singing what we would classify as bangers of the Anglican repertoire, and him singing and him playing on their newly refurbished organ. I remember thinking at the time, there's nowhere I'd rather be and nothing I'd rather be doing than this. It was just absolutely wonderful. So our upcoming evensongs, as far as the service settings are concerned, are going to focus very much on repertoire that we'll be taking away with us. So our next evensong on October the 8th will feature Stanford's Maganunc in C, which we're planning to sing both in Lincoln and Canterbury when we're away. And then in November we're going to be joined by David Drury from Sydney. He's going to be joining us on the tour as well. He's coming over for a weekend to play for our evensong here on the 12th of November, where we'll be singing Dyson in D. And then we've been able to arrange to fill in for the choir of St Peter's Cathedral and sing at the cathedral the following evening on the 13th of November, and David is going to play for us there as well. And we've added in an extra evensong here at Pilgrim on the 3rd of December at 5 p.m, and there we'll be singing the Eschenwald's Maganunc, and more than likely some of the Christmas repertoire, even though it will be Advent, but I think we'll be using something from the tour repertoire as the anthem for that service as well.